Hello everyone. Today, Group 5, our group will be presenting about solving problems involving normal distribution.
The thickness of papers produced by a machine is normally distributed with a mean of 1.05 mm and a standard deviation of 0.02 mm. Determine the probability that a piece of paper chosen randomly will have a thickness between 1.02 mm and 1.09 mm. Given mean is equal to 1.05 mm and standard deviation equal to 0.02 mm for a normal distribution. Let x be a continuous random variable that represents the thickness of the paper. Probability of x less than 1.09 and more than 1.02. 1.02 minus 1.05, which is the mean, and divide 0.02, which is the standard deviation. And 1.09 minus 1.05 and divide by 0.02. Probability of z-score less than 2 and more than minus 1 point less than negative 1.5 is 1 minus probability z-score less than 2 and minus probability z-score less than 1.5. Z-score less than 2 is equal to 0.0228 and z-score less than 1.5 is 0.0668. Use 1 to minus this z-score and we get 0.9104.
The thickness of paper produced by a machine is normally distributed with a mean of 1.05 mm and a standard deviation of 0.02 mm. Determine the probability that a piece of paper chosen randomly which has thickness more than 1.08 mm or less than 0.992 mm. So we use the probability at more than 1.08 and plus probability at less than 0.992. So we use the 1.08 minus the mean and then divided by 0.02, which is standard deviation. And for the less than 0.992, we use 0.992 minus the mean and divided by the standard deviation. So we get the z is more than 1.5 and probability of z is less than negative 2.9. So we refer to this diagram. So we get that the z-score of 1.5 is equal to 0.0668 and that score is equals to 0.9 is equals to 0.00187. So we use the number and plus together, we get the answer 0.0687.
The next question is the mass of chickens reared by Mr. Rama are normally distributed with a mean of 1.2 kg and a standard deviation of 0.3 kg. If Mr. Rama rears 1,500 chickens, find the number of chickens whose masses are between 0.95 kg and 1.18 kg. So the X is bigger than 0.95 and smaller than 1.18. So we can use the 0.95 minus 1.2 divided by 0.3 and 1.18 minus 1.2 divided by 0.3. So we can get negative 0.833 smaller than z, and z is smaller than negative 0.0667. So we can know that z is larger than 0.067 and the z is larger than 0.833. So we can minus them and get 0.2708. So the number of chickens with mass between 0.95 kg and 1.18 kg is equal to 0.2708 times 1,500 is equal to 406. And we can get the value from the table, like the 0.067 can use the 0.4761 minus the 0.0028 and like the 0.833 we can use the 0.2033 negative 0.0008. Let's talk about the last question B. Given that 10% of the chicken have mass less than m kg, find the value of m. So probability x smaller than m is equal to 0.1. So we can use the m minus the mean 1.2 and divided by the standard deviation 0.3, and it is smaller than and bigger than z and equals to 0.1. So we can get the answer 0.8156. On the figure, we can also better know the question. That's all for our presentation. Thank you, everyone.